A3, don't think that's good. Don't think that's good. You hang your B3 knight. At the very worst, I could play knight A2 or something. Yeah, I mean like A3, knight A2, take, and then bishop C4 or something. It's not good for you, I don't think. Or even here, I could just play C5 immediately. Should be just fine. So now, what here? Knight E5, I can still take on A2, I guess. Because if you take a D5, I can take C1. You lose the exchange. And knight C5. Problem is, I think here I can just take this. I think that's the problem. So, yeah, rook C2, but then I can just take this. And then what do you play? So I'm just gonna play B4, B3 next two moves. So, I don't know. I don't know if that's good. So what else? Nope. Rook C3 is not good. You guys are missing the move. It's not obvious, but it's not. It's not obvious, but it meets the threat. Which is what you need to do. E4 I can just take on E4. A3, like I said, is not good because of knight A2. And I can never be worse there. A3, knight A2, take, and C5. I can never be worse there. So what's the move, guys? None of you said queen D1. So, just defending this knight. So now if knight takes, you can just take. And the queen's defending the knight. Yeah, simple. You still want to be on this square. You don't want to put your queen on the c file in front of your rook, but you still want to be on this square. So, lame, but all the other moves were bad. So, queen d1's not bad, therefore it's not lame. Okay. Yeah, but look at this knight move, and look at this bishop. This bishop move from b7 to e4 to d5. I mean, talk about wasting moves. Alright, so what should black do here? Let's flip it around for a second. So what should black do here? Bishop f6 means you haven't been paying attention the last hour. I know. So a5 was the move played in the game, but was actually a bad move. So don't feel too bad, but a5 is not a good move. Yeah, so up hater got it. So yeah, you want to play c5, any means necessary. So bishop takes, queen takes, c5. And white has an advantage, but it's so minuscule that even ace rook could draw this as black. So after dc5, you actually play rook c5, and you're fine. Obviously, if you play bishop c5, it's bad, because I take on c5, then take on b4. But rook c5 is fine, because now obviously I can't take this, because rook takes c1 check, and I win the queen. So after this, I mean, white's microscopically better. You know, there's opposite colored bishops, 2 on 2, 4 on 4. I mean, yeah. Most GMs would just agree to a draw here. So, but it was necessary to get c5 in now. But instead, black listened to Railbird and played a5. So the problem with a5 is that it weakens the queen side too much. Now these two pawns are too weak. So how do we take advantage? How do we take advantage? Yeah, very good Xbox. a3. So the point is, like, if you take on a5, then black can take on a2, which is what he wants. But you play a3 first, so now this pawn is not hanging. So now if this knight moves, you are going to take on a5. So black played a4 here. Okay, now what? Yeah, so you want to play knight c5 here. If you take on b4, this is terrible, because now I can just take on b3 and this pawn's going to fall. So yeah, knight c5 is a good move. Okay, so black played knight c6, and now what should white do here? This is a star move. This is a star move. Alright, well, a couple guys already got it. But the star move is knight b7. So the idea is you want to keep a bind on the dark squares, particularly c5, and kind of just reduce black to nothing. So XE, you were right. Very good. And Charlie, very good as well. So knight b7. It looks weird, but you'll see. You'll see black can't really do anything. So black moves queen, obviously. Shore up your pawn now, e3. So play rook b8, back to c5, queen c8. So you just gained 2 tempi, basically, for nothing. And now what? Remember what I said earlier. Yep, ace rook got it. So the idea is you want to exchange these bishops now, because this bishop is holding together all these squares. All these squares together. So why not exchange this guy for this guy? So knight d2 is indeed correct. So black played rook d8, and now what? Knight a6 hangs the knight to queen. Well, e4 hangs the d pawn. So I just move my bishop and then take your d pawn. And yeah, XC had the right idea. But not b3. b4. So b3 is the right idea, but you give him only one opportunity to take. So now the problem is, if he doesn't take, I just double on the c file and win. But if you do take, I can infiltrate along either the b file or the c file. So XC had the right idea, just slightly. So give him only one opportunity, because you'd prefer he doesn't take actually. But if he does, it's still good for you. So yeah, b4 now for sure. Very good. That's masterful. No, the problem is, like, if you don't, I mean, you can't force anything through unless you actually, like, even after b4 and takes, which is what happened, and knight d takes and rook b6, like, okay, you have a strategically much better position, but you have to win material somehow, and it's difficult to see how you win material. Like, black doesn't really have any weaknesses per se. Like, all his weaknesses are in square form, not in weak pieces form. So it's so hard to see how you're going to win material in this position, which is what you need to do to win the game. So even getting this position was a chore, but then converting this position into a win is a whole different thing. So yeah, it does transpose, but I'm saying if he didn't take, it would be even better for you. Yeah. But I'm saying you'd rather he doesn't take. I'm saying you'd rather he doesn't take, but he did. So knight takes. Okay, rook